other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first. You know what I'm saying? I never would have went that route, but I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Okay.
Like, if I got any kind of control of, hey, we're gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police. It's just period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was supposed to make my label something that I.
Here's why. They are claiming they have wiretaps, ballistics, informant interviews, meaning hour-long interviews with multiple informants.
Apparently, Lil Baby might be caught up in a Rico case.
Lil Baby. Now word is, Baby out here ducking the heat, scared he gon' end up behind bars. The feds moving in heavy after a wild shootout that left 2 kids dead. Wiretaps supposedly reveal it's a full-on gang war out here. Forbes versus OMF. And now, the whole thing done turned into a federal manhunt. And guess whose name keep popping up in them court docs? Yeah, Lil Baby. Folks been clowning online about which Atlanta rapper's next to catch a Rico ever since Young Thug's case started crumbling. But now, ain't nobody laughing. Baby might really be in the crosshairs. Even though he dropped a song like The Bigger Picture, this story right here is way darker. But to really understand how he got caught in all this, we gotta go back a few years. See, this beef between 4PF and Lil Baby's crew and a set called OMF been simmering for a minute. Word on the streets is, OMF tied to the infamous Goodfellas gang. This ain't no rap beef over diss tracks. Nah, this a real-life gang conflict that's been leaving blood on both sides. Betrayals, silence, and bodies. Years of tension. The first big moment that had folks watching? That was when Marcus Big Mark Holland, a known 4PF member, got killed in August 2021. That loss hit hard. Not just emotionally, but in the streets too. Police say his death created a bitter atmosphere that ain't never really cooled off. Fast forward to May 2024. Lil Baby decides to film a music video right in the heart of OMF territory. Rabina Street Northwest. Straight up hostile ground. Cops say Baby knew exactly where he was and what that meant. Soon as them cameras started rolling, bullets flew. 3 people got hit. And the wild part is, them apartments across the street, right there, were filled with folks who had nothing to do with it. One woman who was caught in that shootout said she lucky to be alive. She said it was straight bullets everywhere. Like 25 shots went off. It shook the whole block. And that was just the start of the chaos.
That's correct, and that's because the apartments that are here are literally right across the street from where this shooting happened. Neighbors here frustrated that this music video shoot ended the way that it did. One woman who was caught in the middle of the crossfire tells me she's lucky to be alive.
Between the bullets, it was nothing but bullets, pop, 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 pop.
At least 25 shots fired.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Lil Baby walked away unharmed, but the streets? They was ready to retaliate. Within weeks, on June 29, 2024, Trevante Turner, an OMF member, was gunned down in southwest Atlanta. Police believe 4PF did it in direct response to what went down during that video shoot. They even named Lil Baby in the reports, said he was almost hit in that first shootout, and labeled him as the commander of 4PF. They wasn't holding back. Then came July 2nd. Just 3 days after Trevante got killed, things took a turn for the worse. 2 young boys, Layman Freeman and J. Cody Davis, both just 13, were shot and killed while celebrating their birthdays.
Investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang tenants ultimately took his life. Gang tenants was orchestrated by adults in our city.
An 11-year-old, Dantavius Davis, got hit in the foot. These were kids, man, completely innocent.
And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been.
Now they the faces of this gang war they had nothing to do with. Cops were furious. Straight up blamed Lil Baby for setting off the events that led to those boys' deaths.
And in the subsequent days, we saw Hondo, this and shit. And ultimately, the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
7 people were arrested. Quinte Sanders, Richard Hollis, Reginald Thomas, Dion Mobley, Marcus Crawford, Tran Crawford, and Ali Quell. All of them tied to the murders. Quinte Midnight Sanders, OMF boss and cousin to Trevante, was locked up at the time. But police say he called that hit from behind bars, using a smuggled phone. And who was the real target? A dude named John J. Shot Smith, known affiliate of 4PF, and said to be tight with Baby. But when the feds started digging, Baby's name was all over it. Leaked wiretaps, court docs, press conferences, you name it. One informant even told police one of the shooters said, "I really want Lil Baby, but if I can't get him, I'll settle for someone from his crew." Then it got even deeper. At a court hearing, audio came out with somebody saying, "Baby put a bag on somebody's head."
Oh, what's up? Like, come on, bro. You know what's gonna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't like that, man. Them folks got tickets on a lot of these folks.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that tickets?
Unk, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unk.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sam.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head with that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed. Or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
That's street talk for putting a hit out. The dude in the recording was called Unk, but the implication? They talking about Dominique Jones, Lil Baby. They asked the witness what that meant. Tickets on people's heads. That's a bounty, either to get them arrested, hurt, or worse. And they saying Baby put prices on people. If that's true, that's exactly what Rico laws are made for. Now here's where it start getting spooky. Let's rewind back to 2022. Jaquavius Wilson was caught up in something where 2 dudes, Benford Chante Davis and 4PF Nate, were charged. Nate's name ring bells, known 4PF member. The feds got their dream when Davis broke down and named Nate as the shooter. Said he did it on behalf of 4PF. That was the proof they needed that 4PF wasn't just a label. It was a full-blown gang. But guess what happened next? On March 28th, 2025, that same witness, Keontae Davis, got shot and killed. This was right after Georgia's public defenders announced they were drafting RICO charges against both 4PF and OMF. Davis was on probation for 15 years, but that ain't stopped somebody from getting to him. That same night, just a few blocks away, another dude died. Young Scooter. He was trying to flee police and hurt his leg, but he didn't make it. Yeah, that young Scooter. Free bands. Future's homie. Police said it wasn't connected, but come on. 2 deaths, same night, same area. That ain't no coincidence. Some folks say it's retaliation. Others say it's part of a bigger cleanup before the real Rico hammer drops. Either way, the feds' key witnesses, they starting to disappear. This the exact kind of pattern that made DA Fonnie Willis go hard on YSL. She launched that RICO against Young Thug's team back in 2022 for a cycle just like this. Rap and street violence tied together. Now she's saying 2 more major RICOs coming to Atlanta in 60 days. And one of those? Folks say it might have Lil Baby's name on it. And this ain't no rumor. Even the Department of Justice been involved. A few weeks back they hit the Goodfellas gang with RICO charges. Prosecutors tried to seal the files, scared witnesses would get murked. But the info still leaked. Meanwhile, Baby, he been real quiet. No interviews, no real statements. Just responded to a tweet saying, "Only God can judge me." And another post saying, "Thanks for all the concerns. Don't be misinformed by fake news. I'm overly good." But to the feds, that don't mean nothing. He did drop a new album recently and fans wondering, is he trying to distract folks or what? But let's be honest. When the feds want you, no amount of good PR gon' save you. And Baby did try to change things up. He distanced himself from the streets, invested in the community, launched stuff for black entrepreneurs. In 2023, He shut down 4PF publicly and started a new label, Glass Window Entertainment. He said it himself. I didn't know I could be held accountable for stuff other people did. I would have moved different if I knew. I'd be a fool to keep doing the same thing. But the prosecutors? They ain't buying it. They say that rebrand was just a PR stunt, a way to dodge charges while still running the same game behind the scenes. And changing 4PF's name don't mean the feds forget. Georgia's Bureau of Investigation already tied it to the Crips. And don't forget, lyrics can still be used in court. That's already been proven with YSL. So if Baby rapping about violence or get back, yeah, that could come back on him too. Time ticking though. Fani Willis still the DA, and she said more high-profile Rico cases are coming. If Baby get indicted, it won't just shake Atlanta. It'll shake the whole rap game. So what's the holdup? Well, since them federal pandemic funds ran out, Fani been begging for money to keep the trials moving. Fulton County denied it. She even threatened to sue him. Said people would die if she ain't get that budget. The jail system in Fulton already a mess. More delays mean folks sit longer, violence spikes, and the cycle starts all over. I've been asking for the budget breakdown myself. But so far, Fulton County already spent over $50,000 fighting off public records requests. Even her office's finances got subpoenaed by the Georgia State Senate. They digging into everything, but none of that stopping her. Before the next indictments drop, she making sure everything in place. So now the big question is, will Lil Baby really be the next one to fall? Or is this just another witch hunt? We already lost witnesses, bodies are piling up, and the state saying Rico is on the way. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Is this the beginning of the end for Lil Baby? Or is it all just smoke and mirrors? Stay tuned for the next video, cause if you thought this was wild, it's about to get even crazier.
Sean Hoover, who manages the Georgia Public Defenders Council Specialized Unit on gang cases, says his office is actively preparing for a racketeering indictment on the 4PF and OMF cases, and that he expects Lil Baby to be indicted with others.